in a month that marks the 110th anniversary of the Louisiana Purchase Exposition, more commonly known as the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. In fact, just a few blocks from here, over the course of about 6 months, 20 million people came through St. Louis to see wondrous new technologies. Right? They came to see electricity. They came to see the X-ray machine, the infant incubator, the automatic turnstile, the submarine. But most importantly, hot dogs, the ice cream cone, and iced tea. Now, none of these were really new. They had existed for some amount of time. But this was the first place where they got a wide audience, where people were exposed to these things. In a way, St. Louis was the world's innovation district at that time. And so it's interesting that we find ourselves here today to talk about how we take that innovation legacy of the 1900s and turn it into a permanent competitive advantage for the 21st century. Now, you're not alone in this. In fact, this is kind of what I do. I spend a lot of time on the road talking to cities. So I can tell you that Montreal and Toronto and Barcelona and Sydney and Medellin and Singapore and London and Cambridge are all looking at this. And locally, domestically in the United States, you see emerging innovation districts. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Portland, Indianapolis, Chicago, Winston-Salem, Durham. I could go on and on and on. And if any of you have read the book Metropolitan Revolution by Bruce Katz, then you know that he also features St. Louis. In fact, he holds what's happening at Cortex up as an iconic example of an innovation district starting to come together. That's right, St. Louis. How many of you knew that? Not enough. We are here as Wexford because of the foundational elements that we see. You have terrific universities. Washington University in St. Louis, St. Louis University, the University of Missouri, St. Louis, Harris-Stowe, the St. Louis Community College. You have research giants like the Don Danforth Plant Science Center. You also have clusters of large companies that are driving activity in pharmaceuticals, in life science, in healthcare, plant science, advanced manufacturing, aerospace, and emerging IT. You have an entrepreneurial ecosystem that's beginning to mature with strong activity in the Center for Emerging Technologies, Biogenerator, T-Rex, the Helix Center, the Scandalaris Center, and, excitingly, the first location of the Cambridge Innovation Center, which is the largest concentration of startups anywhere in the world. Their first location outside of Boston is coming here to Cortex in the fall of this year. You also have leadership that desires to make this a hub of innovation. Think about what Chancellor Wrighton is doing with Innovation University at WashU. Think about the leadership of Dennis Lauer at Cortex, or what's happening with Dr. Danforth in the Plant Science Center and the Ag Innovation Showcase that brings people all over the world. I think about what's happening with the Downtown Partnership. And so the bones are there. Sometimes cities do a poor job of communicating one to another what's really going on. And so it's interesting when I go to a lot of places and people will come up to me and say, well, I didn't know that was happening. Tell me more about CIC coming to Cortex. Or what's the Scandalaris Center all about? And so I'm going to ask you, when you leave here today, to set that Missouri modesty aside. And it's time to start taking credit and owning your own story.